So both. For just
Yeah, we could choose, like, we're started here just now. We can choose that scene, or we can go with that one being the bigger one. That's Mike.
Nice.
Serboso.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
Hello.
We got our Be Right Back, which is the same as this one. Just
Nice.
got Be Right Back. Or you got
Nice.
over here,
Yeah.
which I will leave it here for.
Yeah.
All right, I need to open Monsieur. Now that we're streaming, we have a connection. Open stream chatbot. There you are. There you go. Let it find the stream. Alright, cool. Then I have to have a completely separate instance of, which is, I end up using a different browser. So I go down to Microsoft Edge of all things.
Okay.
And then open my, he's got me bookmarked my stream.
Okay.
And thankfully it's usually muted. And that's me not signed in. Just someone basically signed into.
Okay, so this is just a preview of what's going on.
Yeah, well, it's literally
Just to
stream.
make sure it's working. Yeah.
That's the delay. So once that's going, if somebody uses exclamation "Hey," it will fire off. I have the sound turned up on sound alerts. It'll be like a Billy Bob Thornton going, mm-hmm. It's just something to get my attention, but it won't work unless I do that.
Got it.
That's a big thing for that one sound, but I can put all kinds of alerts and stuff on here.
Nice.
And the cool thing about it is, it's not that delay, like the delay we see between how long it takes for the stream to happen and how long it takes to play videos. There's none of that delay. It hits my machine right away.
Yeah.
Because it's in my chat, and it's like whenever they chat, it's just right away. I hear it right away.
Yeah. Nice.
So I guess that's the benefit of that. At least, so if you are reacting to something, you're reacting to it in real time. Now, it's a pain in the butt, but what in life isn't a pain in the butt? So let's get back to the dashboard, and just for giggles, we'll put our music mix, and doesn't look like. I don't see his, usually it's zoomed right here in the screen, but for some reason, the instance that his zoom is set to is not this particular browser, because it's not at the top. Let me go through. See what I mean? It's like a labyrinth. Yeah, normally it has a song title. I don't think he cares, so.
Yeah.
Off we go.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right. Yeah, this is Michael, and this is a Strat we've set up before, and we're just needing to put some fresh strings on it and check it out. He was having to change the third string on it because it. What size is that? That feels really big.
Should be the same strings as those.
Interesting.
So what? 10 to 48.
Yeah. Make sure we're zeroed out here. I just wanted to see what this string was. It feels kind of big. Yeah, it's like a 19. It's like off of a couple gauges up from this. Kind of.
Which string was that?
This is the third string. It's normally like a
Third from which side? Third from.
It should say the
So
third.
it should be a 17.
Yeah, it's a couple. This is a couple thousandths bigger. That's why I was like. That's also why it's sitting as high as it is, because it's sitting tighter in that slot.
So the new string you're talking about?
Uh huh. Which also causes.
I know it was definitely a 17, for whatever that's worth. I remember the package was 17.
Interesting. Well,
I mean, it could, maybe they were wrong, but it was definitely a 17 package.
I mean, I guess the way slide calipers work with thousands of inch, if I squeeze it, I kind of almost can squeeze it down to a 17, I guess. But just general reading is closer to 19 thousandths.
Interesting.
Wonder what we get. I never know how they. Every company does their packaging different.
Yeah, if you cut like here,
And then it untapes it.
scissors or something,
That's fun.
or a knife.
funny. You know where the opening is. I'll let you do. You've done a bunch of those. I usually just start pulling because every box is different. Theirs is truly unique, and it's because it's taped shut. It's kind of unintuitive. There it goes. You got it. Yay. Excellent. Yeah, I go ahead and get a look at these.
Yeah, that G string, did I tell you that I got that whole box full of singles?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I took it from. So I didn't have to.
That's right, because you started buying more single strings so that you would have quick string replacements.
Exactly. So I have like probably 16 strings in there.
And that's Civil Audio Recording in Denton, Texas. Which pretty much your studio, you go by Civil Audio.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you got your tune. 17. I'm going to see what this one looks like. It does look pretty healthy.
Yeah.
And I mean, you buy these specific, so it's specific. Not, well, you may buy them Pacific too, but as far as I know, they're specific. Now this one reads. Granted, I have it right in front of me, not on a guitar. But I mean, this one, I can, when I slide it all the way down, it looks like 16 and a half. Compared to this one, which I can only get to go down to.
So strange.
About.
Huh.
7. Yeah, I can get it down to 17 and a half.
Okay.
I could kind of get it to 17, depending. There we go. I can get that.
So if you're doing that on the end of the string, though, does that make a difference? Like you.
I mean, it can a little bit.
Package there.
Depending on how.
Once we put it on, we'll test
dead
it.
accurate they're made, and theirs are really good. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, this has got its. That is not foolproof way to, but it is a good way to get an idea of like, whoa, these strings are gigantic. Whoa, these are.
How are the frets holding up?
Oh, they should be fine, because usually when you get a guitar set up to play this easy and more in tune, the player stops like abusing the instrument because it's just not. It's not as demanding to play.
Yeah.
So you don't really have. I mean, even up here in the first position, nothing. I mean, wow, zilch. I mean, I guess I could see a tiny little vibrato divot, but it's more of like just an area instead of a ding.
Right.
And I know he plays the standard positions a lot here, but this isn't his personal instrument. That he's not like just practicing on this one all the time.
Right.
But yeah, like nothing.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll give them a shine, and that's all they'll need.
Nice.
All still good. The other one seems so much lower because they're also darker because they're a little more tarnished. That one's brand new. Is that a physical shutter or is that
No, it's not just a sound. It's a real shutter. Yeah.
Going on to film?
No.
Okay.
It's digital camera, but there's a real shutter. It exposes the sensor.
So it treats the sensor like it was film, but it's a physical aperture, physical shutter.
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. And yours is very. You can hear it.
There is an electronic shutter that's an option, but it basically the problem with that is the shutter the sensor read is not fast enough.
Yeah.
And so depending on the lighting in the room, if there's any LED lighting, we'll have banding.
Oh.
So it'll have
okay, Casey.
lines going through the image that you can get rid of. And so typically
without the song title.
The physical.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was telling him that the browser must be a different instance, and we were literally going back and forth talking about how the chat has to be the same instance and all that, or it won't show up when you change scenes. And it just turns out that the browser, for some reason, wasn't the one that was zoomed in. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. they're not really using the tremolo floating in its studio. So I mean, if it could be more stable and semi-blocked, I think that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And we may, I think I'm going to end up doing like a piece of like amber popsicle stick or something that we can wedge in there with the spring tension. That way when you change the string, it's always holding it in place. I don't think the action's going to change. I'll do a little bit of yeah, I mean they're right where I left them. Like you say, he plays this one all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, other people do play it as well, but not as often for sure. But yeah, this is the one that gets the most action in the studio.
I think that settle might have got adjusted. Although
I haven't touched it.
yeah, let's get the frets cleaned up and the fresh strings on it, because I think it'll.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think it'll tell us more just by getting me all the way cleaned up. How are you doing, KC? AKA Glenn. Speaking of popsicle stick, I should go ahead and give this a little bit of support. Just to hold those knife edges safer.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're pretty tough.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not wimps. Fender makes their bridges out of pretty good stuff. It's more the really cheapos that you have to worry about, but or that are just sensitive to just getting super dull. You straighten that hole and it'll point back the direction. Often I cut them in the middle too. I might as well. That way they don't get hung. They don't get hung in the bridge.
Yeah, I usually cut them.
And the cool thing about that is they just pop out whatever direction they're pointing. Well, I didn't put these on, so they're pointing straight up. But that's alright. I know how to work them. And as they get smaller, they get more flexible and easy to pull on.
Right.
Cool. KC says doing good. Worked on a new song today. Yeah, that's what I was saying in the last stream, that you were, because we were chatting back and forth, that you had a whole batch of new material coming people's way. Do these two just so I don't get hung up. It's cool that he makes these mixes.
Yeah.
Play them all the time. Your revenue should go up a whole lot here pretty soon, because I have been leaving this thing playing all the time. He keeps it playing. He keeps it playing a couple of computers at his house too.
Nice.
I don't know at what point when something gets played multiple times on the same browser, if it cuts into what's available. Hey Detroit, what's happening?
So if we're trying to kind of stabilize a little bit more and lock it, is there any benefit in adding an extra spring?
Oh goodness! I mean, we could do it with an extra spring, so that it's pulling it in place.
What would you recommend?
And then you could pop that one off when you want it to float. That might be something you don't have to adjust. You literally just boop, and it's the popsicle stick falls out. But Yeah, because when it's pulled back, it's just going to pull it. Doesn't matter how hard it pulls it back. It's just going to go to the mark and stop. The thing is, then you have to remember to put the popsicle stick in the same spot.
Sure.
So I need to make sure to give you one that's the same length, so you can just line it up with the bridge.
Yeah.
That way, it's always the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Okay. Cool.
That seems reasonable.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's good, man. Hope you guys are doing good. Let me see my dashboard over here. If I put it on the dashboard, I can actually see relatively how many. Like it says two viewers, and one of them should be the chat bot. So they kind of come and go.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a Mexican Strat or
American?
This is a USA Strat.
94. The 40th anniversary edition.
Yeah, 40
years and still rocking.
40 years and still rocking.
That's what it says.
Yeah, it's got 94 on the plate too.
Yeah, it's got the little emblem on the head as well.
Yeah.
40.
So, 40th anniversary Strat.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I'm going to give these a little updating.
This is the one that when I got it, it had that crazy hot rod pickup in the bridge, but we swapped it out for. I think this is like I forget, it's some Fender pickup. I don't remember if it's their custom shop one or not. It might be in the bridge.
Yeah, it's probably like
I think the other two are original, and then the bridge is new.
Yeah, probably like almost like a set of Texas Specials. The bridge one's always way hotter than the neck in the middle. These aren't beat up or whatever. It's just to freshen them up and get the oxidation off of them.
For sure.
And you're able to just kind of go through like lots of by doing that, can you put those together almost like slide films too, huh?
You could.
Yeah.
You can kind of make it a GIF. I just like to take a bunch and then pick the best ones later, especially when you're moving like this. Because
you'll get sometimes.
Some will be good, some will be bad. Kind of cool.
Well, that's cool, true, because you can choose the ones that have they have a sense of movement. They have a little bit of, depending on the shutter speed, like they'll have movement in the image because they're taking in light that's moving. So if you want to have a still photo that has movement in it, that's kind of a cool trick. Plus it allows you to filter them differently too, if you want. Detroit says guitars for me anyways, because I don't know nothing about them. I see them pieces of wood with strings. Man, that's pretty much I'd say you were spot on. They do make them out of other materials too, but yeah, like I can't ever see myself spending $1,200 or anything on a guitar like it is. Mainly the look people go for, or is the sound different. With more pricey ones, man, you definitely can get into some more boutiquely wound pickups, higher grade materials. Some of the woods that, like, say what the fretboard's made out of, and what the body wood and the core wood in the neck. They say there's no such thing as tone wood, but I'm like, well, why do they all sound so different? Like, oh, it's only the pickups that make a difference. It's like, yeah, I put the same pickup in different guitars and they sounded like different ends of the spectrum. So I'm like, I'm not buying the no tone wood thing. So yeah, there's a lot. That's a huge.
What percentage do you give pickups in the sound?
Oh goodness, I will definitely give those close to an 80%. They're huge.
Agreed.
Like I mean, it's like a microphone that you use, or if you're in a marble room versus a carpet room.
Sure.
I mean, that's just huge. That's how much. How much of the the instant reflections that you get off of a room and that you don't. It's so fast. Some of the reflections are so fast. It's like they almost affect how the first transient in a sound sounds, because you sort of, electronics in our ears react so slowly, and some of the recording equipment, it acts fast, but the way we hear it is slow. So we hear it all as one thing at a moment. Plus transducer spin, if you're listening to old speakers, new ones, whether you're listening to earbuds, whether it's on a cell phone speaker, like whether it's going over Wi-Fi, or all that stuff affects the sound a little bit. But yeah, we hear it. It's sort of like our vision, like the way our optic nerve, everything's literally upside down from what we see it.
Yeah.
It has to convert it, and then we all see colors differently because we have different cones and rods in our retinas that we see certain amounts of reds and greens, and some people are colorblind. They just don't see it the same.
It's true.
So yeah, a lot of it's just up to the individual, but that sounds the same way. Mm-hmm. It's like, I was just doing the phone test to see how old your ears are.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it went away right at 54. Oh. That's the age I am. It's like,
interesting.
It was like, okay. It started off, at 54 it disappeared.
Right.
I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, it like nailed me. I'm like, damn.
It's accurate.
It's like, yeah. And I mean, I pushed down on my eardrums. Just try to get a little bit more.
That you're listening to, not headphones.
No, just the phone speaker.
You should try a headphone.
I need to try.
Phone speakers, I wouldn't trust.
Yeah, I should do some nice headphones.
Do some good headphones.
Casey gave me some AKGs, and I should try it. Yeah, on that. Yeah. See if it's like, oh, okay, I'm down to a 45-year-old or whatever with headphones. There you go. Yeah, it would be. My ears are younger than they say. Right. But I was like, and I don't know if it's because I was looking at the screen and it's like I was waiting for 54 to come, and it just like, I was like, I played it through a couple of times, and when it went away, I looked over and it was like down to 53, 52. I'm like, damn it happened again.
What is this?
This is coconut oil, which is just. Nice. It's it's non-toxic, and the fingerboard loves it, and it just hydrates it, gives it something.
Do you use different oils for different fingerboard widths?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, there's some that are so dry you just need to use something that has a little bit more of a kind of like a wax or grease to it, like hangs around. Yeah. Like sometimes I'll use some fretboards literally need tongue oil, something that will polymerize as a finish, because it just doesn't hang around long enough. Right. Some of them are really dry. They literally need a dry as wet looking oil finish on them. Right. Whereas others just need some oil, something to drink.
What is this fingerboard?
This one should be Indian rosewood, especially being an American Strat.
It looks like a rosewood.
Yeah. I think it's probably Indian rosewood.
Okay.
It's probably going to be some real deal rosewood. Yeah. Nice. Especially being I don't know if he answered. Oh, sorry, Detroit. But in my experience, more expensive guitar. Yeah, he's just basically also saying what the difference in. I wasn't talking specifically to the cheap versus expensive. I did not answer that one. You're right. Boy, that's a wide open spectrum of differences too. Yeah, take off a little excess.
Yeah, it seems like a large part of like expensive guitars versus cheap guitars is playability, rather than sound so much. Like you can have cheap guitars that sound pretty good, but they're probably not as playable or as comfortable.
Yeah, they need a lot of work to play good. You're right.
I think that's a large part of like just setting up a guitar is for playability, and not necessarily as much like.
Casey was typing out the same thing.
Tone wood goes.
The action, how high the strings are from the neck. Yeah, the relief, how much bow there is in the neck, which can also affect action. how well the tuners work, which we've changed his auto locking tuners just for the ease of change of strings, but also because they're dependable. You can just sort of depend on how they're gonna hold up tuning wise. Yeah, metal parts bridge. Yeah, the grades of steels, and whether it be forged or billet metals versus cast materials, which, you know, like our granddad, you say, oh, it's old pot metal, you know. Just talking about a part that's cast from stuff which will have air voids in it, and it's just not as good as an actual forged billet of material that's cut. Get these lined up well on them. That's good. Yeah, man. I think there's. I didn't check if there was any scratching before, but I'm betting they haven't been in it on stage, so that I don't think they would be getting any cruddy.
Yeah, I haven't heard any kind of electronics problems.
No cruddy misbehaving.
No, electronics sound great.
All right, let's do. I'm gonna put first string down. That one. Third string down. Fourth string. Fifth string and sixth.
So are we going to add the extra spring or no?
Oh, that, yeah, at some point I'll grab.
Okay. Does it matter when that's done, before or after?
Not really.
Okay.
No, I mean, it will definitely, when I get tension on there, I'll have to add it and set the tension for it.
Right.
Yeah, and just we'll cut a piece of popsicle stick. I've got boxes of the craft sticks over there.
Oh, okay.
Just grab one of those.
Are those tone popsicle sticks? Tone wood?
Yeah, those are tone wood popsicle sticks. Man.
Yeah. Get your popsicle sticks of Brazilian rosewood.
Oh yeah! Oh, wow, that would be something. Fancy popsicle we got there, son. Yeah, Casey's saying I bought a Squire Classic Vibe 60 Strat, which is cheap $500 guitar on sale for $250. Boy, that's a cool guitar.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, John can attest to it. Was really nice out of the box. Literally, we took it and plugged it into a fuzz that I'm getting off of him, and I was just immediately inspired by that guitar. I was like, that's awesome. I was like, dude, this doesn't play bad, or at least not bad enough to discourage me. And this, like, the sounds coming off of it, I was like, dude, this is really cool.
I got lucky and got this guitar for $500.
Yeah, that's good. The world's going a little crazy on guitar pricing.
Oh, I know, it's ridiculous. I got this in, I think, 2020.
Yeah, that would have been the time to get it.
Yeah. Well, I got a load from a band I was recording from Record Center.
Yeah.
It was their guitar. And this was actually basically their beater guitar. This was their noise guitar. Like, they just used it for, like, you know, noise freakouts or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny for, like, an American Strat. And that's why they put in that super hot pickup in the bridge.
Yeah.
But then basically my goal with it was to make it, you know, as kind of authentic and classic as possible. And straight up.
You needed a good...
You know, it needs to sound like a Strat.
Yeah, you needed a good solid Strat.
Exactly. And this very much sounds like a Strat. Which is great. Yeah, the guitar player in Record Center is super into SGs now. And so pretty much just plays SGs.
If you guys are into this music mix, KC's actually the one that curated this playlist of music. You guys should check it out. I always play it on YouTube Music because it's just better not ad revenue, but just better revenue. Or whatever, whoever's making money off of it, it's more. YouTube Music seems to be working out. That was my purpose for buying the Squire. I wanted a guitar that sounded like a Strat. Yes, he's basically saying what you're saying. Had a 95 limited release with a matching headset. That was a cool, pretty guitar. It was like a ruby red one, Strat. It was just too expensive to let it sit around. That $250, I can I can let that sit around. All right, it sat here for a long time. It took a while to get it set up and back to it, but now he's got a Strat.
Where does he live?
He's over like in like North Richland Hills.
Okay, so in the area.
Yeah, Chef's Kiss. He says,
Nice.
yeah. Just down the road, not bad.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, North Richland Hills.
Do you do much work for people like out of state, mail in stuff?
Sometimes it's kind of feast or famine. I will sometimes get out of state, even out of country, like
Yeah.
fret jobs on necks and stuff like that. I haven't in a while. Of course, I haven't been pushing for it, but it's always a possibility.
Do you ever have a problem shipping international, like trying to charge duties or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I mean
I guess you classify it as like a repair, and then I guess that's a
usually it's been for people that have been fairly experienced with doing that kind of thing, and they'll set it up to where it's a pretty straightforward thing. There might be one like claims this or that,
Right.
but it's usually not too bad.
yeah.
One of them's a film armorer in Australia.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And so he has stuff go back and forth all the time.
Yeah.
So he just knows basically how to specify something. Yes, it'll drive to Denton anytime. And has, and will.
Nice.
Probably again soon. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy in his little spot over here. I didn't tighten any of these back up because we weren't going to be banging around and hammering on anything. Sometimes I don't like those loose because they can fall out.
Right.
And these being locking, I'm basically taking out all of the slack.
Yeah.
Some people run them straight and lock them down, but I find that's not.
You should get at least like on an angle, right?
Yeah, I just don't.
At least
I
a
don't
quarter
like.
turn or half turn.
You can do that, but I don't trust it. I mean,
Yeah. You need a little bit of tension going that way.
and I always go ahead and cut them off right at the thing because once they're locked, they're not going to move.
Right. Can you tell what material that nut is?
This one will probably be the synthetic. It's kind of like Graphtec Tusk kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than just plastic. It's pretty good stuff.
Yeah. Is there any benefit in going bone nut?
Oh gosh, there can be tone benefits, little bits, but on a Strat like this one, it's negligible. It's not. You won't. I don't think you'll really hear a difference.
Sure.
Yeah, like a good player is going to feel. They may feel snappiness in the notes. The player will, but I don't know if you'll actually hear it in the end recording.
Right.
Some swear you will, but if you would like to browse through the. Oh, that's my thing. I have my Streamlabs timers that go off.
Oh, nice.
Just talking about it. And I finally put a link in there that will actually go to Patreon. Before I just had a partial link, and it wasn't going anywhere. Wasn't very helpful. Yeah, man.
I'm playing a show tonight at Overgloves
Oh, cool.
with Yatsu, the metal band that I'm in.
Oh, cool.
It's been fun.
Yeah, that's the one you put like a sort of a screen of cool noises behind what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll sometimes you'll cue off of them. Sometimes they'll cue off of you. Yeah, that's a cool project.
Yeah,
Very
that's a fun one.
man. Yeah, I think that's awesome. Not that it's a new concept putting computer or DJs.
So I mean, the way that what I do is sort of unique, I think. Basically, what I'm doing is I am primarily manipulating. So I have a DI box for the guitar player and a DI box for the bass player, and then I have a microphone splitter for the singer, and then I have my own mic.
That's right.
That I put on the snare drum.
I forgot you were producing it on stage, basically.
So I'm taking a feed of everyone else. I'm taking guitar, bass, drums, and vocals, and then in the laptop, I'm doing some very, very heavy manipulation, like crazy.
I forgot you explained this to me before.
Yeah.
It was way cooler than I was letting on. I forgot.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
So I have this MIDI controller that has a whole bunch of knobs, buttons, and sliders.
So awesome.
And so those are all mapped to parameters in the session that do a lot of things.
Oh,
and
man.
so it's very aggressive, extreme manipulation.
Oh man, that's so
And
cool.
it's pretty fun. It's pretty. I think it's pretty unique. I don't know of anyone else doing exactly what I'm doing. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
And after you do it, you wonder why. It's like, my gosh, you can literally produce on stage. Like you're able to engineer and produce on stage, and you literally are part of the band.
Yeah.
On stage doing it.
And then I also have some like samples. So I have some of the buttons are just like samples that I'll just hit. So I'm doing primarily manipulation and then some just sample playing. And then I have this like oscillator. Mainly I use it in between songs just for kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So I just kind of have this oscillator and I just mess with the frequency just to have a sound in between songs.
Yeah, it's a constant texture. Yeah.
And so that's kind of my setup. It's in the DAW session is ridiculously complex.
That I can imagine.
There's so much routing going on, and oh my god.
But you've been able to do that like ahead of time, so
Yes,
I've
spent way too much time.
It's not so much chaos in the moment.
Totally. No, I spent a lot of time perfecting this setup and getting it reliable and doing what I want it to do.
So freaking cool, man.
So I'm pretty pleased with it. And we're actually playing a house show, which I'm very excited about. Tomorrow in Dallas, we're playing a house show in Dallas.
House show in Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas of all places. House shows, like not really a common thing. So I'm excited about that.
Very cool.
Yeah, I got a new.
House shows are pretty popular at Denton.
Well, they used to be.
They used to be.
Not anymore. But I got a new speaker. I got just like a powered PA speaker, and so that's like my amp. So especially for shows like a house show, where the PA will probably not be great. I have my own PA speaker that's 2,000 watts.
Nice.
QSC speaker. It's very loud. So I'm excited to use that in a living room environment.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Well, no matter what, there's going to be some kind of accurate representation of your.
I'm going to be loud.
Your mix and
no matter
what you're doing.
I'm going to be loud. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So even if you're the only wet mix out of the band playing.
Yeah.
It's going to be heard.
Exactly.
That's cool, man.
Looking good.
Based on, I should go ahead and get this somewhere in a pitch. I pretty well did it.
So I'm curious. Try your caliper at the same part in the string.
Yeah.
And just see what happens.
So I want to see what the difference is since we did get at the same angle as I was doing it.
Yeah.
I was standing up. I wasn't sitting down. Yeah, this one's like Instead of 19 and a half, it looks more like 17 and a half.
Okay, so it's about the same, right? As the other one?
This one's reading like when I had it off the guitar. It's the same on the guitar. Like this one, I couldn't get the other one to get that far from the 20. This one's closer to the 15 side, whereas the other one's more closer to the 20.
Okay.
I think maybe that one string, it might have been one that got pushed back in the. Is it a long tube of them, or is it a bunch of singles?
Individual single wrap sealed, the airtight seal.
Still say it might be getting a weird reading on it, but yeah. This one still reads now like it did off of the guitar.
Right.
Whereas the other one I couldn't seem to get it to.
Right. Yeah.
To get.
It's all good.
Like this one was the one that was on there. I couldn't really get it much below. Like that, it was closer to the 20. Like I was squeezing on it, and it stayed kind of.
Gotcha.
I could squeeze it down, but the needle would come right back every time. Like it was more like I was flexing the actual measuring device than I was the string.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
Weird.
Yeah.
And see, this one sits different. This one sits very cozy in the right spot, exactly where I did it last time. This one's setting, whereas that other one kind of seemed like it was sitting very prominent. But a shiny string next to dark strings, that could also trick you into thinking that's what you see as well. So.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why I put that basically the height it's at, so that I wouldn't try to fret out. I should get done with these guys. Let's see. They're very recyclable. All right. Grab one of those fresh popsicle sticks. I think it's just sitting there open. Get one that's relatively straight. Looks, some of them are really curvy.
Yeah, not that one.
But we'll start with a clean one.
That's pretty straight.
Yeah, I mean it's got quite a bit of pressure. It's not going to cause it to be too bouncy or whatever. And I always. I'll do it basically the width of the bridge so that it's you always can just kind of feel it and put it in the middle.
Right.
That way it'll always kind of be in the same spot.
Right.
Yeah, it's clean feeling. And it may push in one place more than the other, but it basically is always it'll always behave the same.
Yeah.
Right now it just barely pushes the bridge up.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be just fine thickness it is. I'm still kind of thinking about making it clean off any burrs, make it a tiny bit thinner. It's funny, that hole, it's just literally right, it's right there, the hole's fairly big. That's why I run it so it goes past the ends of the hole.
Okay.
That way it doesn't fall in the hole itself.
Uh-huh.
It always at least is setting on some circle of...
It's going to be visible?
Once you get it pushed all the way in there,
Okay.
it pretty much disappears.
Okay.
Let's see how far it goes. We'll just... It literally wants to be all the way to the bottom edge. Yeah, I mean, it shows up about that much. It can also be cut thinner, but the thinner you get it, it just falls in the hole.
Yeah.
Another way of blocking them is you can literally make a block in the back. The problem with making a block in the back is the spring pulls like this, and it pivots on the block, and it pulls it away from the post. It just basically dulls the post really bad every time. If you change the strings one at a time, it won't do that. I mean, that would be that you can block it back here, but kind of the rule is you need to like change the strings one or two at a time.
Okay.
Then it won't hurt the pivot points.
Got it. Okay. I mean, I could do that.
That's yeah. I mean, that's also
I don't
reasonable.
super love it being visible.
Well, then the funny thing where it is exactly the height of the setup now, it's just about perfectly the thickness of this.
Okay.
So we could actually make you a piece that goes back here, and when you want to take it out, like I'll make it inside there, and you literally just pull the bridge up and slide it out and just retune, and it's floating. And when you want it not floating, you stick this in.
Cool. Sounds good.
I mean, it will mess the tuning up because you're changing it a tiny bit.
Right.
But it's this tiny little bit. It's nothing crazy.
Right. Yeah, and I can make sure we just change the strings a couple at a time.
Yeah, let me experiment.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah, I mean, I have to... Yeah, I'll probably do the springs a little bit tighter. That way you can do like a 2 whole tones on the third string or the G without it falling out, you know, without it loosening or raising. Yeah, I think that's all that needs. That way you're really not having to play, you're not really having to futz with springs. You literally just got a shim that sticks back here. And I'm making this up as I go. Pretty much.
Nice. Innovation.
Picked it up out of here, so this, I want to make it a little bit lower. That way it doesn't stick out from the block.
Right.
I think I might put some little bit of lines here so you can grab onto it.
Okay.
That way you can hook your thumbnail on it and just pull it right out.
Nice.
I mean, all you have to do is like literally move the bar a little bit and it will fall out. But that way you can just grab it with your thumbnail.
Nice.
Yeah, that way it sticks below.
Okay, cool. Now it won't fall out on its own.
Let's do a do it. Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
How much does it change? It really doesn't matter. Like that's, you just literally retune it. It doesn't really matter. Like it'll barely adjust the bar from where it was. Like I tightened the spring so it's going to be like it was up a tiny bit from level. It will be closer or a little bit less than level when it's floating with the. Yeah, and you just retune and it's in tune.
Yeah, nice.
You don't have to play with springs or nothing. You just reach in and pull that out or put it back.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Just tune it for whichever you're doing, and it just stays that way.
Nice.
So let me see how far we are. Yeah. Oh, that actually might change the pitch or the pitch a little bit. Yeah, it fell out that time. So a little bit tighter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, striations right there. Well, I'm well above it. That's a ridiculous bend. Like, a player's not going to elect to do that. I'm trying to think. Maybe we could put some sticky on this, so it's
It's not a bad idea.
yeah. Let's do that as a fail-safe.
Okay.
We'll put let me think. I might have some double-sided tape just to keep it. Thinking about where I've got stuff at.
Because it'll probably hardly ever be removed. And if
That's
it does,
that's
I
my
can
thinking.
just put new double-sided tape on it as needed. So that's fine.
But I just don't want it ever unwittingly falling out in the middle of a session.
Exactly.
Where did the thing go? We need the thing
Yeah.
so the guitar will work again.
Exactly.
Like it's a little bitty stick that always manages to find itself in some abyss under a piece of equipment.
Right.
It's just sort of a that's a rule of thumb. That's what's gonna happen. Trying to think of where I've got. I have one little roll of double-sided tape. I mean, I got a gigantic roll of double-sided tape right up there too. They use in screen printing. I might just get a piece of that because I know I can depend on this stuff. Stuff is really good. I haven't left myself any scissors over there. Making up stuff on the fly. That's out. So, yeah, this is. Stuff is so transparent you can't even see it. No, it's so transparent because it's not there. It didn't stick.
Oh, really?
Wood is porous.
That's funny.
Plus, I had sanded it, so it's probably a little bit dirty.
Right.
Trying to make up my mind. I want a consistent result, something that's easily repeatable, that doesn't fail on you.
Right.
I think I like the prospects of the thickness and the tack of this.
Uh-huh.
Fold this on itself.
Mm-hmm.
For one, it creates thickness. It gives you something to grab onto.
Right.
And it's should be pretty damn sticky. It ain't gonna fall out, not on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not. It's not gonna. You could pull it out, but I don't think it's ever gonna fall out on its own.
Nice.
That way we can do the same thing we had. We just put it right here. Make sure it's stuck on the block.
Looks like it's pushing out a whole lot on this side.
Yeah, it just went crazy. It just found a little void. I pushed it into This is bizarre. We're in tune because I could hear it on the song.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That string was in tune.
Yeah.
We've tightened the springs. But overall, the bar's like poking up more than it was, even without the.
Looks like it.
Even without the shim.
I think so.
Let's test this again. It's about right. The height's about right. I mean, to be honest, that increases the thickness of it.
True.
Which is, I guess, enough to push that farther.
Right.
That's why you try things and do things. I don't like how that works. Me either.
Yeah.
That sucks. I think so too. I don't
What
like
would happen
it.
if you put in more springs and tightened it down?
Oh, you can get it to be, yeah, not move at all, no matter what.
I mean, if we can set it up to where we have the easy option for both, that would definitely be best.
Yeah, I'm just wanting to make sure you can do either or.
Yeah.
There's like differences in how much finish bubbles there are here too. Wow, that's really forward. A little bit flat from the song. Not flat there though. Okay, so if I lower there, so it's going to want to be. Dramatically changes the angle of the bridge. What's that? Honestly, the bridges and the bar in it goes in at a really bizarre angle because it's made to set on the guitar that way. And basically, I'm deciding which is the best route to go.
Right.
Right there, like between the A and the D string, it's there's no like finish. There's no like finish bubbles or whatever. It's like a smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to be like it's crazy hard before it changes any of the other strings. So it's definitely blocked. Basically in C. Let's change the action a little bit. These are slotted. I just want to see what it does to the angle of the bridge if I adjust it. Because I've got the height screws out of the E saddles so that they that's going up. Other way. The open slot. I was like kind of wily. Definitely be careful with it. That's where we started out. To where it just almost squeaks out on a whole tone bend. I never like getting them too straight because they'll sometimes let you down before a session because the way these necks move around in Texas weather. You're staying inside, but
yeah, this never leaves the house. It's always relatively constant humidity for sure. About 72.
that dude, coconut oil.
Oh yeah.
Sliding around. It's like fingeries. Yeah, I don't think I would straighten it up more than that. Yeah, that's pretty damn good. And you got your sizzle down here. These guys have been, let's get some of this stuff out of the way, 'cause obstacles. These guys have already been filed, yeah, perfect heights.
Nice.
That wasn't going to change. Yeah, man. Let's,
So we're feeling good about the shim?
yeah, man, that's not going to fall out, and
cool.
You literally can take it out and just retune.
So if I do take it out, I should put it in that same spot?
Yeah, I would put it
Okay.
kind of wherever you see it, just kind of.
Right.
You can even make a little Sharpie mark or something that goes here.
Sure.
And it should stay in just a little bit of tack from the tape. It shouldn't want to fall out. I don't think unless you do some wild ass bend is it ever going to want to fall out.
Right.
Like I was just trying to foolproof it so that you.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You didn't get any
Yeah,
unforeseen
appreciate that.
surprises.
Definitely.
This is the coolest in a little Class A 6L6 amp.
Oh, nice.
It's a little loud to be playing right now.
What brand?
It's an Allen amp.
Okay. Nice.
But I just want to test.
For sure.
I want to test to make sure, even with just a clean amp, that we don't have any scratches or anything.
Yeah.
Now, you can bend and it doesn't even change any of the stuff. Got your series. I'll do what? His songs change all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
He has weird modulations. Not weird, but a lot of modulations in his songs.
Second position is usually Mills' favorite.
Right here?
No, well, or second from the neck.
Yeah. Yeah, typical of the Strat. I don't think a Strat does well. Well, the neck pick up well too, but. You guys were having some trouble with intonation, so. It's a little bit tense. It's a little bit. Could go back a little just to be happier.
Now, speaking of intonation, that new Floyd Rose guitar I got, definitely need to get that one set up for sure. It's like
they're crazy. They're a little bit crazy. It's
not playable at the moment. Like in a session, can't have it. It's just like because I don't especially know what I'm doing, and so you know. It's like with that guitar, I don't know. And so, it will not hold tune at all.
Yeah, it's slipping and something's not,
Yeah, definitely need to get that one.
Because you will be able to depend on it, it's just not right.
Yeah.
I already moved it back once. This will be back some more.
So you're moving the saddle back away
yeah,
from
making it longer so it's not so sharp played high.
Right.
Those all are a little bit being a little bit sharp. I don't know that we started off with string joy strings on the.
Yeah, maybe not. We might have just been using NYXLs. Yeah, I've been doing string joy for the 10s. I still have a bunch of NYXL 11s that are just I've had. So for the foreseeable future, the humbucker, the Les Paul, and like the Evertune one, those are getting 11s. So I'm just using NYXLs for those until they run out.
I would like to have it far back. No. Like even if the strings get dirty and go a little bit awry, they're not going to go a good direction with that starting off there. A little bit more, man. Yep.
You're loosening or tightening?
Tightening to pull it back. Happen is the tune down here will be, it won't be all that like where it was, it would just be there and you couldn't get away from it. So even if that seems like a little bit like if you just play it real softly, like I feel flat, you just have this regular grabbing the string more in tune sound. So it's not just kind of an intolerable sound. There's something about playing versus like setting the intonation with a digital tune. Like there's something about that mindset versus playing music is like so different.
Yeah.
I may actually give it back a little bit. Yeah, man. Yeah, you shouldn't have any. It's always in the back of my mind, what key's that in?
Yeah, this sounds good.
Everything, that one has a little modulation, but they all kind of sound to me like E Dorian. A major six, obviously a minor third, major third, regular minor six. That's the note that's kind of it's got a little bit of a rise to it, you know.
Yeah.
It just sounds really that in relationship to playing an E is so cool sounding because you get this Dorian or that note, that major six, just it sounds, that's where you get, that's why this sounds so cool. I don't know, it just seems like just a really neat tone.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't think there's any scratchiness or any problems with that.
No, that wasn't hearing or feeling anything out of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, still a really cool guitar. Now that is rock solid. And if you want it to float, you just kind of pull on the bar and slide that out and just tune it. Like it'll want to tune a little bit flatter to the body, but it will tune to standard and not like destroy the action or anything. It shouldn't really change it that much.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Yeah. It's good to get to see this one back in just so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
sure.
It's your studio Strat.
Yeah.
you have to have a working studio Strat. Man.
Exactly.
Studio without a Strat's kind of like a.
Needed just a little doctor visit.
Yeah. And you can tell it's got the Earl on it. It's got the slick and ready to go, man.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Awesome.
That's basically what we were doing today. Let's go see who's streaming real fast. Jared Dines is streaming right now. I follow him. Matt Gaddy's still going? Man, he said that his stream might turn into a 24-hour stream, but my one of my buddies in the Luther group at Orbiter, Greg at Orbiter's Guitars is streaming. So we're gonna go see Greg. Let that set up. And that's what we're gonna go see. Because if you don't know Greg, you need to know Greg. So, yeah, man. Getting ready to go. Sure appreciate you guys that came by and you guys that were watching the VOD, which you'll still be watching it after I send it, but whatever. All right, thanks, guys. And I'm gonna go say hi to Greg real fast because we jumped over there. I'm gonna say hi, Greg, but he's not gonna be able to answer me because I'm not actually there listening to him yet. Be there in a minute. Yeah, man. So, I'm going to stop recording, you guys. Thanks for watching our little Strat video today, and see you soon.